freeloader. In reality, every couple, there is that person who is a freeloader. A freeloader is that person who usually survive on the other person without bringing a lot of input or zero to none input. In short, for example, there are couples that only one party is working. He is the one who is the sole provider of the family. Whereas all they do is sit around the house, and most of the time you will find even they will not do anything in that house. Those are freeloaders. But I want you to see it in this other way. I can be a freeloader financially, but mentally I'm a heavy loader, because we are blessed differently. Please do not compare your relationship with another person, because that person has something you don't have and they have something you don't have. So when you enter into a relationship, understand the strength of your partner and understand what they bring on the table and what they don't bring on the table. Accountability. There is something churches usually say: never marry a man or a woman who is not submitted to a higher power. Because at the end of the day, who will you report him or her to? Because this life, you need accountability. I know there is accountability of each other. I'll tell you about my day, you'll tell me about your day, your plans. But when you wrong me, I need to report you somewhere. Someone who you will be accountable to, because maybe I cannot understand. And that's why you see, when we were in school, we used to report our fellow students to our prefect or our teachers, because they can do better than us. Instead of fighting in the ground, let's go to the teacher to solve all this. So it's the same thing. You need to reach a place that you know your man or your woman, there is someone they listen to, that they are accountable to. Like when you have issues, you can go and talk it out, because at the end of the day, we can talk about the accountability around the house, but there are deeper things that you need a third party. A third party needs to be someone that can be listened to your partner. Balance. In every relationship, there are a lot of things that are entitled in that relationship. And every relationship should have a balance, mostly in these 5 things. 1, mental balance of the relationship. Emotional balance of the relationship. Financial balance of the relationship. Physical balance of the relationship. And last but not the least, spiritual balance of the relationship, because at the end of the day, they all matter in that relationship. Don't tell me you're providing money. Where is the emotional stability that I'm looking for? Don't tell me at we are good financially, we are good mentally. Where is God? We need to have a supreme being that we belong to. So you need to focus with the balance in all 5 sectors of your life. Love sick. Sometimes, and this is sometimes, I believe those people who say that they are sick, sometimes it's obsession. My man, I cannot live with my man. When I don't see my man, I get sick. Sometimes that, for me, I consider it as obsession, because how can one person become your alpha and omega? That if you don't see them, sometimes you get really sick, even physically. You feel now your heart is in pain, your body cannot move, your head is not functioning, only because you have not seen someone. Sometimes it's obsession, and it is dangerous. Because let me show you something. Tomorrow you don't know how it will be. Maybe tomorrow you break up. What will become of you? You will get a heart attack. Will you get paralyzed? You need, yes, as long as you need someone, you need to train yourself to live without that person. Because at the end of the day, you don't know about tomorrow. They might not break up with you, but they might die. What will happen to you? That's why you see most of us commit suicide after a breakup, because we were obsessed. We were not in love. We were obsessed with our partners. Sense of belonging. Most of your relationships are failing because you have not given that person the sense of belonging. You have not secured their future. You have not made them feel like they are secure. Most of your partner thinks you will leave them. Most of your partner thinks it's just that you have not found a better person. They don't feel cared for. They don't feel seen. They don't feel secure, because all you do is live like they are an option. You treat them like they are just they are standing in for someone else. So there are things you want from them, but they cannot give it to you because they still don't feel like they belong there, because you don't care for them. Yes, you demand a lot, but you don't care for them, you don't care for them, and you have not secured their future to know that even if I give my all, tomorrow I'm still with you. No matter where you go, I'm still the one. Motivation. Have you ever realized the people that usually break us more are the people that we are with, the partners that we have? You see, a partner comes to your life and she wants to, or he wants to start a business, and the first thing you tell them is, hey, you know how many people have tried to do that, oh, and they have failed. What are you doing to them? You are breaking them. You are supposed to be the number one support system in that person's life. As much as it fails, okay, advise accordingly, but don't kill their dreams, because there are people who have solutions of things that other people looked for solutions, but they lacked. I don't know if making sense. We are different. It could have not made sense to others, but for me it will make sense. Why? Because I was made different. So the least thing that I need from you is for you to discourage me. I just need you to support me. And that is what the relationship is lacking, the motivation of life. Love yourself. Let me tell you something. If there is something that I have learned, you can never love someone else if you have not loved yourself. Love starts from within. You have to discover first what makes tickles me, what moves me, what is love to me, because whatever it is in you, it is what you are supposed to give out. The problem is you don't know what is in you, what you like about love, so you don't know what to give. So when you enter into a relationship, you realize that now you are giving what the other person wants you to give, not what you can give. So you struggle. It becomes a struggle in that relationship, because you are emitting something that you are not supposed to emit. It's like a tree meant for oranges. Now it's trying to give you mangoes. It is very difficult and it is not long lasting. It is a seasonal thing, even if it is able. So you will strain yourself trying to become something to someone who you are not. So if you want to live in a relationship that comes forth, it comes willingly, can you try your level best to first love yourself? Understand how well can you love yourself, how well can you give yourself what you need to be given, because even when you love yourself, you will not settle for less. You will always know, this is what I want and I cannot go beyond less than this. What I can go is more than this, but not less than this. So love has to start from within. Allow me to talk about promises in a different way today, because in reality we are fixing ourselves into position that were not meant to be a long form deal. There are people, first let us understand, there are people who are in your life seasonally. There are people who are in your life for a reason, but you find that sometimes the attachment of a season can make you make permanent decisions. Are we together? There are people who are temporal in your relationship, but now in that period of being temporal, you find yourself, you are making promises that are putting you in a place that it is very hard to move on with your life, because you made a promise to someone who you are not supposed to promise to. And this is my point. There is a time you know that you need a job for a season, for you to be maybe you took a gap year for you to get school fees, and there is a time you know you need a job to get rent or a capital to start your business. That you know it's temporal. There is a time you enter into a relationship that you know that the only thing I need is company. Okay, or the things that are called benefits. I just need benefits. When you know in that relationship you are there for temporal reasons, can you not make permanent promises? Because now we are breaking the hearts of people who believed our permanent promises, because they are always like, you said. Why did you say if you know you didn't mean it? Why? Because we were covered. I told you love is blind. I told you love is a feeling. When the feeling is outside is when you remember, I was not here by choice. I was here because of a circumstance. So can those circumstances stop making you make promises that will later hurt the person who believed? Manage conflict. Do you know the reason most of us have conflicts and they end up are breaking up, it's because no one uses the first rule of every conflict. Listen first. Don't be quick to talk. Listen to understand. Listen. Okay? If you listen first, you will be able to understand the other person. The problem, most of us, yes, we understood the communication thing, but the problem is we all want to be listened to. We don't want to hear the other person. In this relationship, you have to realize that you are two. You have your version, and I have my version. Wait, I finished. And that's why I love the pillow turn. Like when you have the pillow, you have the right to talk, and then the other one has the right to talk when they get their pillow. Let me talk, finish. Then you talk, you finish. Then we agree. Now you said this and I said this. How can we get a common ground? The problem is we all want to speak without understanding the other person. Maybe the other person even has a solution. Okay, if you give them a chance, and this is a chance where they will say the problem and they will say the solution of their problem. You will say your problem and you will say the solution of your problem. If the solution merge, let me tell you that conflict will not go another day, because we found a solution as two people. The problem is we have pride and ego, and we want to be the only ones that are speaking, and we want to be understood, the only ones. But can you be fast to listen to the other and be fast to understand the other before you want to be understood? And that is how you will be able to manage your conflict.